I call the member for Mount Omni.
Thank you, Speaker. I thought all the cameras were here for my adjournment speech tonight. Speaker, my first year as member for Mount Omni has been full of highlights and special celebrations in my amazing community. Last Saturday night, I headed along to the Oxley Girl Guides' 60th celebration of their hut that had been built in Oxley, obviously 60 years prior. I'm honoured also to be speaking at their Women in Leadership event early next month. This forum will be addressing tough topics like quotas and why we don't have enough female leaders in 2018. A few weeks ago, the McLeod Golf Club celebrated their 50th anniversary with a gala dinner. It was a gorgeous event, but what makes McLeod so special isn't the stunning views. It's the fact that it was the very first golf club, not in Queensland, not in Australia, but in the world, owned and run by women, and it remains so to this day. They truly were and continue to be pioneers, not just in Mount Omni but around the world. And I was so touched looking over early photos today to see that the club actually had a nursery, a creche, on site at the club, actually on the golf course between holes. These women had thought of everything. Two amazing women were instrumental in getting the club off the ground, and it was fantastic to see this acknowledged at the celebration. I commend the foresight of the committee in creating a video of Hilda Reid, OAM, speaking about her passion to get the golf club off the ground 50 years ago. Sadly, Hilda couldn't attend, but it was so poignant to hear her recording, as she knew she wouldn't be able to make it along to celebrate. Well done to President Carolyn and the entire committee for their tireless work. Also celebrating 50 years in my community was the Scout Jamboree. Speaker, the suburb of Jamboree Heights was so named because it was home to the second biggest Scout Jamboree in the world. Indeed, we are a community of awesome overachievers. We had a massive celebration earlier this year with many of the original Scout attendees returning 50 years later to attend the celebration, held on the very same site of the original Jamboree. It was really something special to be part of, and I want to thank the many Scout leaders who organised the event, especially Penny. And later this year, all of Queensland will fall silent to commemorate the centenary of the Armistice. My fantastic local RSLs are planning on hosting events and have been working to ensure a fitting tribute to our fallen Anzacs. The Sherwood and Drapilli RSL, under the leadership of Glenn with his amazing offsiders, Kylie and Hayley, always put on a beautiful service. The Darra RSL have installed a stunning memorial ready to go. And finally, under the guidance of Centenary RSL, President Georges spoke at my first annual Seniors Morning Tea alongside another local luminary. I must conclude by giving a massive shout out to our local adopter cop, Ben Harm, who was recently awarded the Neighbourhood Watch Queensland Liaison Officer of the Year. Ben, you're a legend, we all know it, and now the Minister and Commissioner have given you a trophy to prove it.
Thank you, Member for Mount Omni. Members, before we